Hey, listen, the fat loss trifecta is the key to losing body fat. I have a degree in kinesiology. I owned a gym for about 7 years, sold it, and I was in the fitness industry for about a decade. I've written books. I've traveled as far as Russia to speak on this topic. I used to present for my certifying body that I had to hit a degree to actually get, NSCA, CSCS. And so I'm coming at you from a space of not just the book smarts, but applicable, I can use words, applicable information, like stuff that I learned through not just my body, but clients' bodies, and so this whole world. Now, I'm not in the fitness industry anymore. I have stepped beyond that to do more of the mental work, but I take care of myself. I'm an actual strength coach at a college nearby. I train my son, I train my daughter, I train my wife. I trained my son before he went to college at the University of Oregon. I got an experience here. So I'm not coming as some guy that's like, I read a book somewhere. I'm coming to actual science. And if you take this into account, I'm gonna show you how you can learn the exact way to lose body fat based on 3 simple steps. It's the way that everybody loses body fat. It's not some trick, some scam, I'm not gonna give you supplements to listen to or buy, or I'm gonna tell you the truth about how our bodies work. Now, if you apply this properly, you can start spinning up the metabolism and start burning a lot of fat quick. Now, it doesn't happen fast. It's not gonna happen in the beginning, but it'll go from like a build, and all of a sudden, it'll be hard to stop burning fat. Like, you'll get to the point of your body kicks in such a high gear, fat just starts to fly off your body. But it's a buildup. It's a process here. Understand why here in a second. And if we do this right, it's gonna be great. Now, I myself use this when I got a little heavy. I got to the point of a pandemic. I speak on stages, and I went home and I was like, you know what? I went into this flag football tournament because I like to run around, still be active, in Las Vegas, and my knees got beat up. I don't know what happened. Them things hurt, and I was like, I don't feel like moving on these. So for 3 months, for 90 days, probably the only 90 days of my life that I didn't work out at all. Just, I don't know, it's weird. I've never been like that long of not working out. It's crazy. So didn't work out. I was polishing off bottles of wine. I got to 250 pounds. I think I might have been around 29, 30% body fat. I was a heavy dude, and I found that, man, this is not the way I want to be living my life. So I hit the January. The moment January hit, I was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm cutting. And I actually went into a whole disciplined process of what I did. And the main thing I took into account was a simple process of what I wanted to do. Now, in this time frame, I lost 37 pounds from 250 down to, like, I want to say it was like 213 was the lowest I got. And it was healthy. I was still healthy. I had muscle mass. I wasn't out here sucked up and skinny and looking weird. Like, I lost the right weight at the right pace. To be honest, the majority of that weight, like the first probably 30-something days, I might have lost maybe 5-10 pounds. That was consistent. And like the back half of that 75-ish days I was in that window, man, it just flew off. I think a good chunk of like 20 pounds flew off in the last like month. And it wasn't because of anything more than I primed my body so that when I got to that moment, it was just coming off like crazy. So how do we do this, right? How does this tie in? We're gonna break this down right now. Because honestly, there's so many diets out there. There's a lot of different ways to lose fat and gain muscle and all these different things I'm gonna tell you right now. You're gonna have to choose that on your own. There are a ton of them. Based on your body type, what you have access to, the food you can buy. There's so many different things. There's a ton of marketing, that there's catchy stuff for incinerators of fat and build your buff body. There's too many things out there. There's a lot of great marketing. I don't even know if a lot of it works. To be honest, I don't know what works all the time. I do know though, I eat food. I eat food and I can move. It's pretty straightforward, right? Supplementation helps the body do what it does. But if I'm always gonna eat food and I'm always gonna move, what if I could do it with those simple baselines? What if I could find a way to eat food that I can continue to keep eating realistically and train in a way where I can continue to keep training in that way? That was the logic. And so, to be honest, even if you choose to do a diet or whatever, it will fit into this trifecta. I don't care what you choose, how you choose it, it'll fit into this. You'll understand why in a moment, but no matter what you choose, it's plugged in here. You can't escape this thing. It's genuinely not something I made up. It's just how science works. So let's break this thing down. The first one is, first step we'll call it, of how to burn body fat. You must tax your anaerobic system. Now, I'm not gonna go to big science dive here, but you have aerobic, anaerobic. Aerobic is whenever I breathe deep, right? Because the way my body creates what's called ATP, adenosine triphosphate, fuel for your muscles, right? I can do it through a mitochondrial process, which is me breathing, and right? And I can use that to feel the muscles, so long distance stuff, or what's called anaerobic, sprints. I can hold my mouth closed, hold my breath, and I can sprint for a distance before I pass out, right? But after that, done. Now, the difference is what's called type 1 and type 2 muscle fibers. Now, what most people do, unfortunately, is they go to the gym and they tax their aerobic system. They go, I'm gonna jog on a treadmill. I'm gonna get heavy breathing, and I'm gonna do all this kind of stuff. And they don't realize is it's great for your heart. It's great for your cardiovascular system. The body's ability to breathe air in, transfer it in your lungs from oxygen from your blood, from your air into your blood, and then from there, fuel your muscles. Cool, it works great for your heart. And you should 100% do cardio for your body. But if you want to burn fat, not the best. It's just not going to be the best. Here's why. When I can do something that has muscle use, it's called type 1. It is low fatigue, high endurance muscle fiber. So it doesn't fatigue too quickly. That can go for a long period of time. That's why you can jog for miles, but you cannot sprint for miles. Sprinting is type 2. Sprinting is what's called anaerobic energy system. It's an anaerobic system that we use. So what happens is I am taxing the body quickly, right? So what happens is where it might take me an hour to say burn 500 calories, if I'm jogging, I could burn 500 calories in 30 minutes if I'm doing high intensity stuff. That's why HIIT training, CrossFit, they're so great at burning fat, because you're using high intensity muscle fibers. You're doing things that are explosive. So what you really want to do is go, I want to burn double the calories in half the time by doing explosive anaerobic energy system work. Sprints, throwing things, lifting weights is big. So if you get to that point, what happens, you'll start burning fat in your workouts. Now, based on what's in your body, you'll find out that you might have to, obviously the caloric deficit, but want to take in less and then work out more. So you're burning more calories than you take in. The deficit helps you lose fat. But there's also more to it we're going to talk about in a second. But this is the reason that sprinters, explosive athletes, most of them, triathletes, like they're different than who we are. Triathletes are a little more of the kind of not so much of the explosive stuff. But if you look at, seriously, weightlifters, bodybuilders, CrossFitters, they're less fat, high intensity stuff. But then you get to triathlon, bowlers, those people that walk for workouts, they usually maintain some level of adipose or fat tissue, because realistically, they're not doing what they should be doing in a workout to help burn. And so you might go, but Ant-Man, I don't know how to sprint. I don't know how to lift weights. I've never trained before. That's okay. There's a lot of stuff out there that works. Where you're watching this video right now, you can Google, how do I do weightlifting? What's a good weightlifting program to work out? Go to the gym. People will answer a ton of questions because they like to. Like, there's a lot of people that want to give you all the information they have. Listen to them. Find out what they're saying. It might be good, it might not. But the truth is it's probably hard because, one, you don't know what to do, but two, it's hard work. And what I found for a lot of people is you got to push into that painful muscle burn place, because that's the only way you actually get to the level of hard necessary to burn the right calories in the workout. And so what I'm gonna recommend to you is do more, work harder. You might want to throw up at one point. Cool, take a breather, pause, get right back in it. Don't you gotta throw up. If you do, get right back in it. But the idea is, I know a lot of people that go, and I'm working so hard in the workouts, I'm not losing the weight. And then I go hang out with them and I go, let me see what your workout is. And I go, that's your workout? Yeah. Man, that's my warm up. I'm not saying it to make you feel bad. I'm just saying that's not enough effort to get the body you want. You're gonna have to push past a really huge barrier of physical pain, mental pain, emotional pain to get to that tier of giving the effort necessary in explosive workouts to get the body you actually want. It's the only way it works. I wish there was a faster way. There's not. You got to do the hard work, man. You cannot, unless you starve yourself, do not do that. But you got to do something that's going to be better for your body in terms of burning calories, which is going to take place when you step into that realm of going explosive type stuff. Now, step 2 is got to actively recover. What most people don't realize is whenever you do slow twitch stuff, right? Jogging, marathons, distance stuff, you actually get to the point where you're not as sore after a while. You can do it every single day. You can do it every day. And what happens is most people go, I'm just going to jog and I'm going to do that, and it's going to be what I do to burn calories. But there's an interesting thing you're missing out on in between. When you are not doing high intensity stuff, your body actually, it's not burning as many calories as it can in the recovery period. See, if I look at it, because I can do a jog every single day, well, when I'm jogging, I'm doing long distance stuff, we'll call it the low power or low fatigue, high endurance. What happens at those kind of workouts is when I'm working out, when I get done burning, I'm done. When I get done with the workout, I don't burn more calories. The workout's over, I stopped running, I'm not burning calories. But if you look at high intensity stuff, lifting weights, you can't lift the same muscle group every single day. It won't recover, right? But you can jog every day, you'll recover every single day. But you can't do the same thing with bench press, back squats, deadlifts. Like, you actually have to recover in between. But here's the beautiful part when it comes to fat loss. That in between, you can burn calories for up to 42 hours past the workout, because your body's recovering in that 42 hours. That's why most people say wait 48 hours before you train the muscle again, so it can recover. But see, if you do fast twitch stuff, you get that. If you do slow twitch stuff, long distance stuff, you don't actually get that same burn in between. You don't get that active recovery. You don't get that extra calorie burn that comes from that. So the second part of the trifecta, you're missing out on. You're not getting to that point where you actually break the body down enough so it's recovering in between. And yes, there's soreness. It's just a natural part of it. But you'll find that after a while, you don't get as sore. You get a little bit of sore, a little bit of tight muscles, but it's not the same kind of immediate soreness. But you actually start liking the soreness. It feels feels good. It's like I did something today kind of feeling. It sounds odd, but there's a joy behind the pain, right? It's just, you know, you beat your body. You know you're gonna get gains. I'm getting gains, right? You know it's taking place. So the idea is you gotta start pushing yourself to a level where you start burning more calories. Because if you look at anyone that's ever lost the body fat, that's got to the point, what they did is in between, when their body's recovering, it's building more muscle mass. Those kind of people didn't just lose weight. See, someone that might run for a long time, they'll be thinner. They don't have much muscle mass. They're not much stronger. But those who did it through lifting weights, they get more lean muscle mass. They actually get stronger. They can move heavier weights. They feel more confident, more proud. It's something that happens at a deeper human level when you've done that kind of work. So if you want to get to that next tier, you got to go, well, what do I do? Because you might ask yourself, and I've never done anything for recovery. I've never thought about that. Well, what we can do is called recovery. It's active recovery or passive recovery. Now, active recovery is one where I'm helping the body recover. Passive recovery is I'm just sitting there doing nothing. Passive recovery is easy when you jog around all day and you do lightweight and low intensity stuff. But active recovery is when you're helping the body heal itself. Ice baths, stretching, massage, chiropractic. So as you step into things, when you're thinking about recovery, think about how I can help my body recover itself. And that happens when you've done a workout that needs that kind of recovery. And then you hit this beautiful balance where I've burned calories in my workout. I'm doing high intensity. I'm burning calories in recovery and I'm helping my body recover. Now we get to the third thing. The third thing realistically is you gotta maintain lean mass. Interesting thing most people don't realize is the more lean muscle mass you have in your body, the higher your resting metabolic rate is. So right now, based on what muscle mass I have in my body, I am burning calories normally, right? It's a simple thing. And this is where you kind of can tie in your food. Now, if I think about it, I've worked out hard, I built some muscle up, I recovered, and I woke up one day and I go, okay, great, I got to keep this on. Well, the thing is, the body wants nice, clean protein when it gets up in the morning. And if you haven't put something in your body can take it from your muscles. The fresh, new, clean ones that just built overnight. So it's the idea is you got to put things in your body food-wise as soon as you can. Protein, I highly recommend. If you can do that, it helps balance the blood sugars out, gets the mind dialed in, helps the body start to recover quickly. So the idea is that you're doing these things, you can't just go ahead and operate consistently in a calorie deficit. If you do, then what happens when you're building muscle, your muscle doesn't have what it needs to build and grow, so you miss out on level 2. You don't get the recovery in between. And they also don't maintain what you just built. So you have to make sure when you're doing this thing, it's not about just being in calorie deficit. It's about how can I put in what I got to put in to maintain my lean mass? Because again, more lean mass, I burn more calories when I'm doing nothing at all throughout the day. So we got to step in and go, well, I'm going to break down my body, right, in the workouts. I'm going to recover it well. And then I'm going to feed the muscles what they need to actually build and keep the muscle in my body. And if I can build more and more and more to the same process, I can get the body I want to have. So the way I look at it is you've got to start looking at the people who are doing what you want to do and going, what's the science behind how their body's working? Well, what they're really doing is they're going in, they're doing hard, intense workouts. They're letting the body recover by helping it recover in between. And they're eating right and processing right and taking care of their bodies and being consistent in workouts to maintain and build more lean mass. So in the beginning, it's slow, right? Because the body's beat up. It's not building much lean mass. The workouts, you can only do so much in a workout. So you can only lift so much weight, have so much intensity because the muscles won't let you. The cardiovascular system won't let you. But after a while, you can start killing it in the weight room, right? You start beasting your body in the field and doing sprints. You could do more. So you burn more in your workouts. And then you go, man, all right, I'm actually able to recover quicker. And I'm still getting that same burn through recovery, but I'm not as sore. So I can keep moving and doing my thing. And then I'm eating right. I'm dialed in. So the lean mass I do get, I'm keeping on the body. So my resting metabolism is kicking up. So I'm burning more fat and I'm building more muscle. And then I build more muscle. I train harder because I got more muscle, and it just goes and it goes and it goes. And this process is one that is the most critical one for all of us. And if you can take into account how this works, so you'll notice why in the beginning I was telling you the first month's kind of tough. You're sore, your work capacity isn't as high, you're not recovering as quick. And then what you start doing is training pretty beastie because you're recovering. Your recovery in between is smoother, more consistent, and you start keeping and eating the right stuff to keep more lean muscle mass on so you can lift heavier weights and work hard in the weight room and get more calories burned in workouts and so on and so forth. That trifecta moves over and over and it creates momentum over time. So after a while, you just become a fat burning machine. You get rid of that belly fat like it's nothing and you keep it off and you transform not just your body, but your entire life, because now you can do more, be more, feel more, and achieve more in life. Now that's my simple breakdown, which isn't very simple, of what you got to focus on when it comes to getting in better shape if you want to build more muscle and be able to get that belly fat off your body. Here's the interesting thing about body fat. The first place it goes is the last place it comes off. So if you store, like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm a back fat guy. For some reason, my body goes, let me kick it back there, right? So it goes back there. It's the last place to come off when I get fat on my body. I'm not a big fan of it, but I realize as I do the thing I'm doing, the goal is I'll see the rest of my body start to diminish, but I know I'm doing it right when that back starts going down and I go, ooh, I'm in the right spot, right? But that momentum is the thing you got to keep going with. So it's hard to get kicked into that level. Once you're there though, maintain. You'll see amazing things happen. That's it. If you like this video, check this one out here. And as always, do the dark work so you can make shift happen.